Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Well, I saw this rapper YG, and he talks about, I'm going to play a little clip of it. First of all, I must say I respect the bravery. I did a video on Patreon. It's like, why is everyone trying to run, get these kids to run into the rap game, knowing that a lot of this is very common. However, uh, he explains how he was told to rap about something that no one knew about him. Okay? And he did. Let's go ahead and listen to this clip and let's have the conversation, okay? Here we go, rapper YG.
Welcome back, everyone. It's a topic that's rarely talked about, especially in rap music. The Compton born and raised artist YG is now opening up about his experience with sexual assault when he was just a teenager. The revelation comes in his new single called 2004. The lyrics are vulnerable, uncomfortable, and mostly honest. The rapper sat down exclusively with our Roxy Diaz this Mental Health Awareness Month to discuss how he turned that painful memory into music, his public transformation as he breaks free from the box he says society placed him in.
Hitmaker and storyteller, Grammy-nominated rapper YG burst on the scene 15 years ago, since dropping iconic songs like Who Do You Love?
So I want you to listen to what he says happened. I think he was a teenager, and the woman was twice his age.
The California-born and raised artist is getting more real, raw, and vulnerable than ever, rapping about something rarely talked about in hip-hop.
Got took advantage of, and I like this, so what?
So here's his rapping about it, but that's his reality. This is his reality, and he just shows a video about him being in therapy.
He came out with a song,
Yeah.
2004,
Yeah.
where you discussed some very personal experiences. You say that you were sexually assaulted as a child by an older woman. What prompted you to start speaking about that?
I'm going through this coming of age. Like, I'm in this new space in my life, and I'm like, all right, how this gonna reflect with the music?
In 2004, Keenan Daquan Ray Jackson, known by his stage name YG, reveals for the first time that he was sexually abused by a 30-year-old woman when he was 14 years old.
I'm in the studio, a producer named Jay Pounds. He like, yeah, so you gotta talk about something you ain't never talked about. You gotta dig deep. He like, yeah, what's something that you ain't never told nobody that don't nobody know? And then the beat was playing, and I was like, when I was young, I got raped. And I was like, Bob, twice my age. And everybody was like, what?
At what age did you comprehend that what happened to you was sexual assault?
When it happened, like, I wasn't thinking about it, or like, it wasn't like a thing like that. It was like, oh, I just did some with an older woman. Like, it's lit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then as you grow up and then you start thinking about, you go through life and you see stuff and you learn stuff. It's like, no, that was, damn, I got raped.
In 2012, the Department of Justice redefined the criminal definition of rape for the first time since 1927 to include male victims.
And you think about it, a man spoke about this before, and he was like, you can't be a man and go to a police department and say, oh, hey, I was R-worded by a woman. He's like, are you kidding? They're going to get like you crazy. And that's why they don't report it. What you couldn't get off, you can overpower you, man, get out of here. And then you wonder why all the abuse with the drugs and the obsession with the drugs. Because you know why? A coping mechanism. He's not the only one. I think he's just the one that spoke out. A coping mechanism. Hide behind the partying and the music and the women calling them itches and oh, and the drinking. Escaping the painful reality. What if he had said something? You'd think he would have had the support of the people around him. I doubt it. Oh man, you ought to be grateful. She did you a favor. It's about time. They don't. Seriously. This is the society that we're in. What if he had told someone at that time? You think we've been taken seriously? So you wonder why all the hatred comes from. The anger. A lot of it, I think, stems from the abuse. Oh, I do. A lot of it, I'm going to say the abuse. Look at, here are some of the words. Okay, the lyrics to his song. And it says, when I was young, I got R-worded by a itch twice my age. Picked me up from school to meet at hers and got laid. Ever since that day, I never looked at chit the same, effed up in the brain, and a woman's female anatomy is what I blame. And I had no idea. I think it was Vicky, uniquely Vicky, that said, you got to understand, which I had no idea, when people that experience trauma like that, assault and RAPE, it affects the brain. I had no idea. And they may not operate as we would normally expect. And thanks for sharing, because I would never want to, say, oh, this should have done this and that. It's easy to say when it's not you, but think about it. Here he's saying the same thing. Uniquely Vicky said, last week, it affects the brain, the thinking patterns. And I hadn't researched this music, which I would have, because it makes me wonder, is that where a lot of this hatred is coming from? The degeneracy? We know that's the thing in the hip hop culture. But again, he said, when I was young, I got all worded by a itch twice my age, picked me up from school to meet at hers and got laid. Ever since that day, I never looked at ish the same. Effed up in the brain. And a woman's personal area is what I blame. Wow. Wow. That's what he blames. So we shouldn't be surprised. Everything, the drinking, the drugs, I think it's an escape mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. As if, hey, this happened to me, it's really bad, but no, everything is all right. I'm over here partying. Hey, all right, dog, I see you, man, I see you. It makes me wonder, aside from the culture itself, with how they dehumanize women, how many has this happened to? Then you look up in the music industry with all this, with itty bitty ditty. It's not just the women, also the men. Men have brought about sexual assault allegations against Puff Puff, against Itty Bitty Diddy. You think I don't believe it? I do. I did the video. Somebody else got one on here. What's Justin Bieber doing? Is he tying his shoe? You got a black man standing up, and Justin Bieber pops up. What you doing down there? Again, maybe I'm asking, is he tying his shoe up? Did he drop something? So it probably does affect the brain. This is so sad, but this is where we are. This is where we are. So a man said to him, you got to dig deep and find something you never ever spoke about before. And now we know. He says, my life is insane, like I'm from baby gang. How am I supposed to change with all this blanked up stuff I seen? Paraphrasing. He said, blanked up, yeah, I know. Blanked up and some more. I'm so used to blanked up. He gets blanked up at the show. Blanked up, yeah, I know. So this man is rapping about his pain that he's experienced. You wonder where's the anger. And who can you tell? The women sure aren't believe. What do you think about a man? Just horrible. Absolutely horrible. Let me know what you all think. I much respect to him for coming out about it. I hope he did get therapy. And this might hear the rapping about it, the coming forward, this might be part of his therapeutic process. He's not the only one. It just shows you can't trust your kids, your children around just anyone, male or female. Oh, this person goes to the church. Well, look what's going on at the Potter's house. In TD Jakey Jacob pastor, look what's going on. Didn't he step down? A lot of allegations flying around. That's why it's so important in the building process to understand family. Where's the village? The village might be full of contentious people who abuse children. Can't count on the village. Picked him up from school. That one moment obviously changed his life. He said, blanked up in the brain. And who does he blame? A woman. Woman's anatomy. That's who he blames. Wow. You wonder where the anger comes from. In this case, I think it stems from abuse. That is a lot. My heart goes out to him. You wonder where the anger stems from, all this hatred. Something happened. Thanks for Uniquely Vicky for pointing that out about victims, because I had no idea how it can affect the brain. She said that last week in a comment. The thinking pattern. Something's gone wrong. This man said the same thing that she said. Maybe she's a therapist, I don't know, but thanks for highlighting that. Again, my heart goes out to any abuse victim. Sometimes it's hard. You can't tell people around you. Seek professional help. There are some places that have like help hotlines that are confidential. You don't have to pay any money. Seek help. People, protect yourself, your children, not just protecting your physical health, the financial health, but please protect your mental health. Thanks for watching. It's just sad. And I'm out.